Very good afternoon. You're watching the midday news on Rajya Sabha television. All the biggest developing news stories at the top of this hour coming up in the next 30 minutes, starting with the headlines. After working smoothly for 40 minutes, Rajya Sabha adjourned till 2 p.m. amid protests by opposition. Union Minister Vijay Goyal calls for extending the Rajya Sabha proceedings. Lok Sabha proceedings disrupted as Congress members raised slogans seeking a JPC probe into the Rafale deal. Finance Minister slated to move the finance bill and a banning of unregulated deposit scheme bill in the lower house today. Atal Bihari Vajpayee's life-size portrait unveiled at the Central Hall of Parliament. President Ramnath Kovind says the BJP veteran displayed exemplary patience and grit under the most difficult circumstances. Vice President Naidu, Prime Minister Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan also present at the event. 17 people killed in fire at a hotel in Delhi's Karol Bagh area. 2 die after jumping from terrace. Magisterial inquiry ordered. And Democrats and Republicans reach agreement to finance construction of new barrier along US-Mexico border to avert another shutdown. Agree for far less money for the wall than White House's $5.7 billion wish list. First up, news from Parliament, where the first session of the Rajya Sabha was adjourned once again following protests by the Samajwadi Party members. The House was adjourned within 40 minutes during the 0 hour. Earlier, Leader of Opposition Ghulam Nabi Azad said that both Treasury and opposition branches have the responsibility in the functioning of the House and requested the House to take up the motion of thanks on the President's address today and general discussion on the budget tomorrow. Now, this was supported by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Vijay Goyal, who also suggested to extend the ongoing session.
सर, कुछ संवैधानिक जिम्मेदारियां हम सब पर, सरकार पर भी और विपक्ष पर भी, और जिन्हें पूरा करना। राष्ट्रपति के अभिभाषण पर चर्चा करना और धन्यवाद करना, ये संवैधानिक जिम्मेदारी है। बजट पारित करना, ये हम सबकी जिम्मेदारी। बहुत सारे नोटिस हमारे साथियों ने विपक्ष के और शायद सत्ताधारी पार्टी के भी दिए जो नहीं हो पाए। सर, मेरा निवेदन होगा, राष्ट्रपति का भाषण एक बहुत बड़ा वसी चीज होती है जिसमें हर दल के लिए, चाहे वो विपक्ष हो या सत्ताधारी पार्टी हो, अपनी बात जो यहाँ 10 दिन से नहीं कर पाए, अपनी नोटिसों के द्वारा उन पे चर्चा उस भाषण में पूरी तरह से हो सकती है। उसमें कोई रुकावट नहीं है। आप जानते हैं माननीय चेयरमैन, मेरा निवेदन होगा सदन से और विपक्ष से कि 11 बजे से सदन चले और 6-7 बजे तक, 6-7 घंटे में, 8 घंटे में, अगर 10 घंटे संभव नहीं होगा, 8 घंटे में आज जवाब हो जाए और उसका उत्तर भी हो जाए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की तरफ से और चर्चा पूरी हो जाए, बजाय कि हम आपस में लड़ें कि इस पे चर्चा होनी चाहिए, उस पे चर्चा, और फिर सदन और कल सुबह 11 बजे से बजट लेना चाहिए, दोपहर तक 4-5 बजे तक खत्म करें और उसके बाद जो आम सहमति जिन बिलों पे होगी उन आम सहमति 7-8 बजे तक, जितने 9 बजे तक निकल सकते हैं, उनको पारित किया जाए। ये मेरा निवेदन है।
और वास्तव में हमारे पास काफी संवैधानिक जिम्मेदारियां हैं। 8 दिन हमारे खराब हो चुके हैं और मात्र आज और कल का दिन बचा है। हमने ये तय किया था कि हम राष्ट्रपति के अभिभाषण पर चर्चा करेंगे 10 घंटे। हमने ये तय किया था कि हम बजट पे 8 घंटे चर्चा करेंगे और हमने ये तय किया था कि हम 6 बिल पास करेंगे। तो सदन इस बात पे सहमत होगा तो सदन के कुछ दिन बढ़ाए भी जा सकते हैं आगे, ताकि ये तीनों जो जिम्मेदारियां हैं, तीनों जो जिम्मेदारियां हम इसको पूरा कर सकें। और मैं सरकार को अभी चर्चा करने में कोई आपत्ति नहीं है। तुरंत इसकी चर्चा आरंभ करनी चाहिए।
I have admitted some motions and also notices, and then as suggested by the leader of the opposition, agreed by the minister to the extent of discussions. I appeal to all the members that to see to it that we have a meaningful, peaceful discussion on the Thanksgiving motion to the President's address today and try to complete the discussion today and take up budget and also the bills on which there is broad consensus. I hope the entire House will agree with me and then try to cooperate because the time is very short.
But amid protests by SP members after party chief Akhilesh Yadav was allegedly stopped at Lucknow airport while on his way to Allahabad, the chairman adjourned the House till 2 p.m.
Please go to your seats. Don't spoil the atmosphere. This is not the way. This is not the way. We have already lost so much valuable time. No, this will not go on record.
I need the paper. Sir,
the House is adjourned to meet at 2 p.m.
Apart from discussion on motion of thanks and the interim budget, a number of bills are also slated for introduction and passage in the upper house, including the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2019, Cinematograph Amendment Bill, the International Financial Services Centres Authority Bill, the Consumer Protection Bill. And the proceedings of the Lok Sabha were today adjourned for nearly 20 minutes during a question hour amid protests by the Congress members over the Rafale issue. Congress members were demanding constitution of a joint parliamentary committee probe into the deal. Speaker Sumitra Mahajan urged the agitating members to go back to their seats. And amid the din, Speaker adjourned the House for till 11:45 a.m.
ये सदन चर्चा के लिए है और आप उसका ये अनुचित उपयोग कर रहे हो। आप चर्चा करो, मैं रोज आपको उठाने को दे रही हूँ, आप रोज बोलो जो आपको बोल सकना है, लेकिन ये इस तरीके से पूरे सदन में और इस तरीके से हाथ में ये कागज लेके उसको दिखाना, उठाना या नारेबाजी करना, ये अत्यंत आप स्तरहीन, मैं आज बोल रही हूँ स्तरहीन काम कर रहे हो। हाउस स्टैंड्स adjourned to meet again at 11:45.
And as soon as the House reassembled, matters of urgent public importance were discussed by MPs in the lower house. All right, let's get all the updates. Our colleague Akhilesh Suman is now joining us live from Parliament. Akhilesh, first speaking about Rajya Sabha, the first half again washed out for the 7th consecutive day today. And, you know, there are a number of bills to be introduced, including the Citizenship Amendment Bill, and of course the discussion on the motion of thanks to the President's address, as well as the discussion on the interim budget. And Union Minister Vijay Goyal has called for extending the Rajya Sabha proceedings. What are the indications that you're picking up?
You're right, Aswara. Actually, it was a surprise to all of us that leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha stood up and he appealed the other opposition members to join hands with him and Congress party to take the matters of public matters like motion of thanks and also interim budget. So it was he was speaking to the ranks of opposition, and but as you know, Parliamentary Minister of State for he also accepted that yes, we should run like that. But it came as a shocker that Samajwadi Party got up and they disrupted the House. So, it is really surprising and shocking that there is a, bickering among the opposition benches itself that are indulging into competitive politics, that who will take the lead. And it was a constructive approach from both the Treasury benches and the opposition benches as far as the Congress and other parties are concerned, that yes, there is a constitutional, requirement that motion of thanks should be passed from the House, and also interim budget should be discussed and returned to the lower house. So it was going on in the morning, but let us see that what happens when the House reassembles at 2 p.m. And in between, if you see that Lok Sabha has functioned smoothly after that interruption for 20 minutes, yes. And it's now functioning smoothly. But let's see that what happens once Rajya Sabha reassembles at 2 p.m. because Rafale issue might also come up, and some people are telling that Rafale report has been tabled. Even Sumitra Mahajan, the Speaker of Lok Sabha, has also said on the record that Rafale report of CAG has been tabled, and now I think members are trying to get the copy of Rafale, CAG report on Rafale, and let us see that what comes out of it, because at 2 p.m. I think that opposition members may try to raise this issue of CAG report on Rafale. It will be very, interesting time to see what happens at 2 p.m. Aishwarya?
Absolutely. So it is still not clear also that what will happen in the Lok Sabha as well, because, Lok Sabha has been functioning smoothly after initial disruption of 20 minutes that we saw. But as you mentioned, that the tabling of the CAG report is also pending. So much will depend on that. Thank you so much, Akhilesh, for all those updates on Parliament. Thank you so much. And as Akhilesh was telling us, the government is likely to table the CAG report on Rafale fighter jet deal in Parliament today. The government, remember, had brought 36 Rafale fighter jets from French company Dassault. The report reportedly contains the details of the acquisitions during the Rafale, including the Rafale aircraft deal. Earlier on Sunday, Congress leader Kapil Sibal had alleged conflict of interest and had asked the CAG Rajiv Mehrishi to recuse himself from auditing the deal, as he was the finance secretary when the deal was negotiated. Union Minister Arun Jaitley has, however, rebutted the claims of Kapil Sibal. In fact, in a series of tweets, Arun Jaitley said that the Congress was casting aspersions on the institution of the CAG based on falsehood. Meanwhile, Congress President Rahul Gandhi has once again accused Prime Minister Narendra Modi of interfering in the Rafale jet deal. Now, citing an email, Rahul Gandhi also claimed that Anil Ambani was aware of the MOU before India and France signed the deal.
Mr. Anil Ambani meeting the French Defense Minister just prior to the Prime Minister's visit. Second and most important question, Foreign Secretary is saying, in terms of Rafale, my understanding is that there are discussions underway between the French company, our Ministry of Defense, the HAL, which is involved in this. These are ongoing discussions. These are very technical, detailed discussions. We do not mix up leadership, even in the security field.
President Ramnath Kovind today unveiled a life-size portrait of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee in the Central Hall of Parliament. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker Sumitra Mahajan and Leader of the Opposition in the Rajya Sabha, Ghulam Nabi Azad, were present at the event. And speaking on the occasion, President Ramnath Kovind said that the BJP veteran displayed exemplary patience and grit under the most difficult circumstances. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu said that Vajpayee was a visionary leader and will always be remembered for his contribution to the nation. And the Prime Minister said that Vajpayee worked for the welfare of the common people even when his government was not in power.
राजनीति में विजय और पराजय को स्वीकार करने में जिस सहजता और गरिमा का परिचय उन्होंने दिया है, वो हम सभी के लिए अनुकरणीय है। वे विपरीत परिस्थितियों में धैर्य की मिसाल थे। अपने जीवन के कठिनतम क्षणों में भी अटल जी ने एक पंक्ति लिखी है, जिसका मैं उद्धरण करना चाहूँगा। उन्होंने कहा था कि चीर निशा का वक्ष पुनः चमकेगा दिनकर। उनकी ये पंक्ति सार्थक हुई और वे स्वयं भी सूर्य की तरह भारतीय राजनीति के क्षितिज पर चमकते रहे।
Atal ji, as we fondly call him, and as he is known, was a visionary leader who ushered in a connectivity revolution in the country. The nation will always remember him. He gave an unprecedented fillip to building of national highways, rural roads, air travel, infrastructure, and massive expansion of telecom sector. For him, connectivity was the key enabler of economic development and national growth. He will be remembered forever for his contribution to the extraordinary connectivity revolution.
इतने साल पार्लियामेंट के गलियारे में जिंदगी गुजारने के बाद भी दशकों तक सत्ता से दूर रहते हुए जन सामान्य की पवित्रता से, निष्ठा से सेवा करते रहना, सामान्य मानवी की आवाज को बुलंद करते रहना और व्यक्तिगत जीवन के हित के लिए न कभी रास्ता बदलना, ये अपने आप में सार्वजनिक जीवन में हम जैसे कई कार्यकर्ताओं ने बहुत कुछ सीखने जैसा है।
वो कहते थे व्हाट इज ग्रेट मैन, लेंथ ऑफ वन शैडो ऑन फ्यूचर, उसी से ग्रेटनेस तय होता है। और इसलिए मैं कह सकती हूँ अटल जी इज, वॉज एंड विल बी ए ग्रेट ग्रेट मैन। इस दृष्टि से कहूँगी, लगता है मेरे लिए तो बहुत बड़ा दिन लग रहा है और आप सबके लिए भी लगता होगा। यहाँ जब भी कभी हम आके बैठेंगे, ये सभी महान लोगों के चित्र देखते हुए जरूर हम अपने जीवन में कुछ पाते रहेंगे, कुछ करते रहेंगे। धन्यवाद।
अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी हमेशा याद किए जाएंगे अपने भाषणों के लिए, लेकिन वो इसलिए भी याद किए जाएंगे कि उनके होंठों पे विपक्ष के प्रति तो विरोध रहता था, लेकिन उनके मन में विपक्ष के प्रति कभी क्रोध नहीं रहता था। उसके लिए हमेशा माने जाते। मेरे प्रभु, मुझे इतनी ऊंचाई कभी मत देना कि गैरों के गले न लग सको। ये माननीय अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी के कुछ अपने जीवन के सिद्धांत थे, लक्ष्य थे।
In midday news, we'll take a very short break. Stay tuned.
More than 35 million Indians living abroad. They made their mark of success and earned prosperity. They have knowledge and enthusiasm. They want to give back to India. How? See our special report, Pravasis for New India, only on Rajya Sabha television.
A Supreme Court bench headed by Chief Justice of India held the former CBI interim chief M. Nageshwar Rao guilty of contempt for violating the Supreme Court's order over the transfer of the probing officer in the Muzaffarpur shelter home case. Now, rejecting Rao's unconditional apology, Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi imposed a fine of 1 lakh rupees for contempt and asked Rao and the CBI legal advisor to sit in court till the court arises at 4 p.m. as punishment for their defiance of the Supreme Court's orders. Rao on Monday had admitted that as the interim chief of the CBI, he had committed a mistake in transferring former Joint Director A.K. Sharma, who was probing Bihar's shelter home cases, and apologized to the Supreme Court, saying that he had no intention to circumvent its orders. The Parliamentary Panel on Information Technology has summoned the head of microblogging site Twitter to appear before it on 25th of February. The committee's chairman and BJP MP Anurag Thakur said on Monday that the panel had taken a serious note about Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey not appearing before it. On Saturday, Twitter had issued a statement citing a short notice of the hearing for its CEO not being able to attend the Monday hearing. The panel decided to call Twitter officials against the backdrop of growing concerns about safeguarding citizens' data privacy and the possibility that social media could be used to interfere in the upcoming elections. Robert Vadra and his mother Maureen appeared before the Enforcement Directorate in Jaipur today in connection with a probe into the alleged land scam in Rajasthan's border town of Bikaner. The Enforcement Directorate had registered a criminal case in connection with the deal in 2015 about alleged forgery in the allotment of land in the area, considered sensitive due to the proximity to the Indo-Pak border. Robert Vadra was also accompanied by his wife Priyanka Gandhi. And today's appearance before the ED is directed by the Rajasthan High Court. This is the fourth time that Robert Vadra appeared before the agency in two separate cases. He was earlier summoned by the ED on 3 occasions in an alleged money laundering case on the purchase of a London-based property. And CBI will today continue to question Kolkata Police Commissioner Rajiv Kumar in the multi-crore Sharada chit fund case. Monday was the third consecutive day of grilling for Kumar and the second day for the TMC lawmaker Kunal Ghosh in the Ponzi scam case worth around 2,000 crore rupees. The questioning of former TMC lawmaker Kunal Ghosh is over for the time being, the agency said. And during the interrogation, Kumar reportedly claimed that he had played no active role in the special investigation team that was formed to probe the Sharada chit fund scam. He claimed that most of the probe was rather supervised by Arnab Ghosh, the then Deputy Commissioner of Police of the Detective Department of the Bidhan Nagar City Police. Remember, Kumar had led the SIT formed by West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee to probe the Sharada scam before the case was handed over to the CBI by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court had directed Kumar to appear before the CBI and faithfully cooperate in the investigation of the cases arising out of the Sharada chit fund scam. The court also chose Shillong as the neutral meeting place. At least 17 people were killed in a massive fire that broke out in a hotel in central Delhi's Karol Bagh area early this morning. The fire broke out at Arpit Palace Hotel due to apparently a short circuit. The fire initially broke out in the second floor of the building. More than 25 fire tenders were immediately rushed to the spot. The Delhi government has ordered a magisterial probe into the incident. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has condoled the loss of lives in the incident. In a tweet, he said that he is deeply saddened by the loss of lives due to the fire at Karol Bagh, and he conveyed his condolences to the families. News from the United States now, where congressional negotiators have reached an agreement to prevent a government shutdown and finance the construction of new barrier along the US-Mexico border. Republicans were desperate to avoid another shutdown. They tentatively agreed to far less money for President Donald Trump's border wall than the White House's $5.7 billion wish list. However, speaking late on Monday, President Donald Trump said that he did not know whether he would back the deal. Addressing supporters in Texas, Donald Trump said that he had no time to study the agreement, but he stressed that he would never sign a bill that forces the mass release of violent criminals. He stressed, "We are building the wall anyway." A bill must be approved by Friday when funding runs out for some federal agencies. The previous shutdown, which was the longest in the US history, lasted for 35 days. And that is the wrap on this edition of Midday News. Thanks for watching. Up ahead is Khabar Dopeher.